let's start with B'Sefer Chaim. There we go. And where? Okay. Am I correct in thinking that having the zoom in on this hand is the most helpful to see in the corner? I can also have, I mean, all the other views if it's easier to see my right hand or my face or whatever it is, but I'll leave it here unless someone tells me otherwise. Okay, so just as a reminder, this is in 3/4 time, which means that we're going to be counting to 3, not to 4. So let me get that out of there. Let's go ahead and go over our chords. We've got our D minor chord. We've got our G minor chord, which mostly shifts down a little bit over, right? But each of the fingers just moves down one string, right? And then that ring finger moves over a fret. But that should be a really gentle kind of movement from the D minor to the G minor. And then we've got the A7, and the A7 is going to be all about our index finger. So we're just going to take that index finger, keep it on the first fret, move it up 2 strings. So it's on the C string. Reminder, our 4 strings, good children eat apples, or the Mirwitz kids that I'm teaching today said, good cheaters earn A's. So whatever's more memorable to you, I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, we were sitting there trying to come up with things, and so that's what they got. So that's our A7 right there. Okay, so let's get into the counting in our head. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's go ahead and play a D minor, and let's just get into a groove here with that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And make sure that you're giving it a good hard 1, right? That's how we let it know. Yeah, you can see Ray is like giving a little nod, a hard nod on the 1. That's what you want to do. You want your body to be doing it, right? You'll see my hand kind of shake a little bit on the 1 because I'm doing it. I'm tapping my leg, whatever it is. Find a spot in your body that you can give the rhythm to. 3. Okay, here we go. B'Sefer Chaim, B'Sefer Chaim, G minor, A7, G minor, A7, Ufana Satova. Okay, so let's go over just that G minor, A7, G minor, A7, because that's a quick turnaround, right? We're twice doing G minor, A7, G minor, A7. So we're going to let our index finger be our guide for both of these, right? We're going to think about that movement, the index finger going back and forth like this, right? For the A7, it's here, and for the G minor, the index finger goes down, and then everything else can find its place afterwards. So just back and forth. G minor, A7, G minor, A7. A couple more times. G minor, A7. Go at your own speed right now. Just make sure it's clean, and then try to speed it up a little bit. You don't have to do it exactly with me right now. Just, get faster and faster until it really feels comfortable from muscle memory. Okay, let's take it from those top 2 lines again. Here we go. D minor. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Here we go now. B'Sefer Chaim, B'Sefer Chaim, G minor, A7, G minor, A7, Ufana Satova. Okay, just quick show of thumbs. How did that feel to us? Okay, somewhere between the middle and ups, we'll take it. We'll take it. Is the tough part the quick G minor A7? Yep, okay. So let's just practice that a few more times then. G minor. And again, just think about your index finger. Pay attention to that index finger when you do it. Yeah, right.
Concentrating on the index finger was very helpful.
Oh, good. Good.
Move it up 2 frets.
And then you can always let everything else fall into place, and it's not the end of the world if a chord's not perfectly formed when you're starting to strum, right? As long as you got something there rooting it. Okay. Let's play that one more time, and then we will.
I think rooting a chord, you put that very well.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's how I think of it. That there's like a spot that you root to, and there's each of the chords has a different feel, right? A minor and F both lead with that middle finger instead. I think I start actually with the third finger when I'm playing a G. Though I could start with my first finger there too. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to move myself to the top. I'm going to cover these chords instead. Where's that button? And here we go. Let me just close this door so we're getting less noise from out there. Okay. So we're going to go on as well. And then we'll go back and forth and we'll play both parts. Here we go. D minor, get into the groove. Here we go now. G minor. Now get ready for the quick switch. Now A7, G minor, A7, ufanasa, tova. Okay, let's do that again. And now we're at the beginning while we're getting ready, and we've got a few easy chords, right? D minor to G minor. Start preparing yourself mentally for that switch. Think about that index finger moving. Just be thinking about it right now for the tough part that's coming. G minor. Here we go. Now A7, G minor, A7, ufanasa, to, D minor. Did that help to sort of think about it beforehand? Okay, good. Okay, let's go on. Here we go. Here we go now. G minor, D minor, G minor, G minor, D minor, D minor. Let's look at that line again, because I'm imagining that was fast for us, yeah? Those switches. So they're chords that are going to be easier to switch because we're more familiar with them. So look at it. We've got the slashes that are written in here too to let us know our timing. So we've got D minor, D minor, G minor, D minor, G minor, and then we got a slash, G minor, D minor, and another slash. Right, does that make sense? So we've got two D minors at the beginning, then one G minor, one D minor, and then two G minors again, and then two D minors. So we've just got that quick G minor, D minor, G minor. So that's the quick turnaround in the same way that we've got an A7, G minor, A7. And actually we can see something there, right? We can see kind of the same musical approach being played out in two different ways. Where in part A of this song, B'Sefer Chaim at the top, the second half is a quick A7, G minor, A7. And in Nizacher, which is kind of the verses, again, we get the quick, but this time it's a G minor, D minor, G minor. I hope that made sense what I just said. Okay, so let's try it, the second part. Here we go. I'm just going to do a single strum for each time to give you a sense. Here we go. Nizacher v'nikatev lefanecha, lefanecha. So let's do that line again. D minor, D minor, G minor, D minor, G minor, G minor, D minor, D minor. Is that okay when we do it that way? Yeah, easy enough that way. Okay, now let's bring back into our full strum and add it in. But it's the same speed. We're not going to speed up. It's the same speed and it's the same timing. We're just going to be strumming more. So here we go. Get into that D minor. D minor, D minor. Here we go now. fa, G minor, D minor, G minor, G minor, D minor. Let's do that line again. Here we go. D minor, va, D minor, G minor, D minor, G minor, G minor, D minor, D minor. How'd it feel that time? Better? Good. Okay, so now let's do the second line on the bottom, which will be just a little bit different. Goes Nizacher v'niketev lefanecha, and then we get an A7. Lefanecha. So D minor, D minor, G minor, D minor, A7, A7, D minor. So let's practice G minor, D minor, A7, which is actually a really comfortable and smooth move on the ukulele, right? So start on the G minor chord, and then you go to the D minor where everything shifts up, and then actually beautifully, the A7 just shifts up again, and this time you let go of everything but your index finger. All right, let's do that again. Start on the D minor. And to go from D minor to G minor, everything moves up. And then to move to the A7, you move up again. Does that make sense what I'm saying in terms of the moving up? Right, up a string. All the fingers are moving up a string, and then all the fingers are moving up a string, and these two disappear. How does that feel? Doable? Okay, so let's do that second line then. We'll do just the single strum first, and then we'll go into a full strum. Here we go. D minor, D minor, G minor, D minor, A7, A7, D minor. Let's do that again, the final line on here. D minor, D minor, G minor, D minor, A7, A7, D minor. Felt good at that speed, right? So we're going to keep it at the same speed and just add in our strumming. So bring in your strum, your right hand, and let's just get into a groove. Here we go on the D minor. Find that groove. Here we go. D minor, D minor, G minor, D minor, A7, A7, D minor. So remember, we've got two D minors, and then we've got the quick turnaround. D minor, D minor, G minor, D minor, A7, A7, D minor. Okay, we're going to do it again, and now this time at the beginning when we're playing those two D minors, be thinking about that upward movement, how you're going to go G minor, D minor, A7. That after you go to the G minor, it's going to be a quick upward movement. So here we go. Think about that. Think about that. Get into the groove. Keep your head thinking about it. That once you hit that G minor, you're going to do the upward movement thing where you're going G minor, D minor, A7, where your fingers keep moving up a string, right? Keep going up a string. So think about that now. Keep in mind, as soon as you hit that G minor, you're going up. Here we go. D minor, D minor. Here we go. G minor, D minor, A7, A7, D minor. How did that feel? So use and that's one of the tricks to take away from this, is use the time that you have when you're sitting on a chord, right? When we've got these double chords, when we've got the slashes in there, use that to peek ahead and start thinking about what the next challenge is. And I still find these little hooks to be the way that I remember how to play a song, where, you know, I'll remember, okay, this is the part where I go up, right? Where it moves up a string each time. Or this is the part where my index finger leads, or any of those things. Those continue to be hooks that are useful, whatever stage you're at. Okay. Taking a breath, taking a water break there. I like that, Mom. Getting the water in. You got to stay hydrated when you're ukuleleing. Dr. Slavin will tell us that. Let's try playing this whole thing, yeah? switch my hand back. Where are you? Okay. We're going to start at the top. So let's just go over this again one more time. Remember that on the top in that second line, we've got that the G minor to the A7, and that's all about the index finger, right? That index finger is leading the way. The index finger is leading the way at the top for the quick part, and the bottom
Daniel,
two. Yeah.
Before you move to the next line, that first line, is it D minor 3 times in a row, and then G minor?
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, G minor, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's yeah. You want me to add those in? Is that helpful? It's an odd counting there, yeah. בספר חיים, בספר חיים, ברא חבי שלום ופרנסה. Okay, I think that's right. We may have to go in and change this if I mess something up, but I think that's right. Okay, let's try this. Let's play through that first line just with single strums to make sure it's correct. B, starting on that D minor. B, oh, let me turn on the sound for y'all. B, Sefer Chaim, B'Sefer Chaim, Baracha V'Shalom U'Farnasa Tova B'Sefer. The only part that's wrong there is there's only one slash at that final D minor. Okay. Here we go. Let's try it. So let's get into a groove. D minor, D minor, D minor. Here we go. B'Sefer Chaim, B'Sefer Chaim, G minor, A7, G minor, A7, U'Farnasa Tova. Okay, let's do that again. This time remembering that there's that quick A7 to G minor, or G minor A7, G minor A7, leading with the index finger. Here we go. B'Sefer Chaim. Don't forget we got that G minor coming up. Sefer Chaim, G minor, A7, G minor, A7, U'Farnasa To, D minor. Okay, let's go on. First line of the second part. Here we go. Nizachev and Nikatev Lifa G minor, D minor, G minor, G minor, D minor. Okay, do that again. Here we go. D minor, D minor, G minor, D minor, G minor, G minor, D minor, D minor. Okay, we're going to go on to the very last line. Here we go. Think about it. We've got that switch between the G minor, D minor, A7, the moving up a string each time. Here we go. So as soon as you hit that G minor, be thinking about that. D minor, D minor, G minor, D minor, A7, A7, D minor. Let's do that last line again. Here we go. D minor, D minor, G minor, D minor, A7, A7, D minor. Okay, the whole song. Straight through. Here we go. G minor, here comes the A7, by 7, G minor, A7, ufanasa tova. Okay, we're gonna go on. We're gonna do both of those lines right in a row, and I'm gonna sing the bottom line this time instead of the top line, but it's the same chords. Anachnu, anachnu, G minor, D minor, G minor, Beit Yisra, D minor, D minor, D minor, D minor, G minor, D minor, A7, and on D minor. Woo! I'm kind of tired. Okay, how'd that feel? Thoughts? Reactions? Any comments before we go on?
Adding the slashes to the first part of it really helped me keep the strum going.
Oh, good, good.
The whole exercise was really helpful.
Good. Okay, so we're going to do Who by Fire next then. And we are going to do this in a music theory kind of way. So we're going to talk through how we will figure out the chords to a song. Not that I'm expecting you to do this on your own, but I think there's connections that hopefully we can make as a part of this. Okay. Let me open this up for you. Okay, so we're going to play Who by Fire. So what we want to start doing is figuring out what chords are going to go in this. Now the most common key that we've been playing in is the key of C, right? So if we're just learning something at the beginning and we're figuring it out, C is going to be the easiest for us to play. So let's start here by just mapping out all the chords that are in C. So let's start just by the letters. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then we'd be back to C all over again, right? Does that make sense? Let me see if I can make this bigger. It does not seem to want to go bigger. Sorry. Okay. So, oh, I guess I could do it this way, though. Let's see. I can just make the font bigger. There we go. Okay, so some of these are minors. And some of these will be a little different. We'll play it as a B flat normally. That's just what you end up with in folk music, even though that's not quite what's there. Okay, so these are our chords that we have in a song. Now, we've talked before about this idea of relative majors and minors. That when you've got a key, the key is C, it's also got a minor version of it. And the minor version of C is A minor. So all we're going to do is we're going to shift it around. It's going to be the exact same chords. right after A minor, we're going to get a B or a B flat maybe. It's actually going to be a diminished chord, but we're not going to do that. Then we get a C, right, because we're just copying whatever it says in the other column. And after C came D minor, so we'll go with the D minor. After D minor came E minor, so we're going to copy that over here too. E minor comes F. And finally G. Okay. Does this make sense for us? Sort of? So, let's figure out who by fire. Now we know some things, right, about picking chords. We know that often the main chords that end up getting picked are the 1, the 4, and the 5, right? Or the minor 6. All right, let's just bold those same chords over here. What did I skip? F, G, A minor, C. So let's just bold those chords over here. Okay, who by fire is, let's figure out what our first chord is. So our choices of a first chord are probably going to be C or A minor. Almost always it starts with the first chord. So let's go ahead and let me put out, we can do it both ways, can't we? There you go. Face and the frets. It's like I'm missing a body in between here. Okay, so who by fire? Does it start in a happy way or does it start in a sad vibe? Okay, I'm seeing the thumbs up for happy, thumbs down for sad. What's our vote here? Okay, it's got a sad vibe. Yep, I agree. So it's probably going to start with our A minor. So let's give it that A minor. Everyone go ahead and play that A minor, and that is correct. That's going to be our first chord here. So remember our A minor chord, just our middle finger, 2nd fret here. I can copy it over for us. Here's an A minor for us. Okay, so we've got our A minor. Who? Okay, that works. Who by fire? So we're gonna have who, right? Think about the vibe of the song. It's who by fire. So we gotta figure out what the next chord is. Who? So what are our options most likely that we should try out for the next chord?
D minor?
Okay, we could try D minor. Who by fire? I don't think that's quite it. Good thought though. Let's try other things. Think about the 1, the 4, and the 5, and the minor 6. Look at the ones that we've already bolded.
Big C.
So C is a logical place to go. It's the other home chord, right? So let's try that. That's probably the first place to try. Who? Yeah, go ahead, Mom.
The 1, the 4, and the 5, how are C, F, and G the 4 and 5?
So C, over here, if this was a major key, right? C is the 1, D is the 2, E is the 3, F is the 4, and G is the 5, and A minor is the 6.
That makes sense to me.
So then when we rearrange the same chords to turn them into our minor key, which is the same chords in a different order,
Oh,
all I did was I copied over these bolds over here. That's all that I did.
okay.
Does that make sense? But actually, you're exactly right that in a lot of minor songs, Mom, it's its own 1, 4, 5. So you'll find a lot of minor songs, particularly Jewish songs, that are the A minor, and then if you count the 4 in the A minor, it'll be the D minor. And then often instead of the E minor, it's actually the E7. And then back to the A minor. But yeah, so it was the right instinct to go to that D minor. So, okay, let's look at Ray's guess. And I think that's always good to start with the 1, so, or the other one. Who by fire? Nope, doesn't quite sound right. Okay, let's keep trying. Let's try the next one bolded down. Let's try the F. Who by fire? This may be a little better. Still didn't sound right. Let's try the G now. Who by fire? And I think that one is spot on, right? Who by fire? actually, we can hear it if we do it. There's another way you can figure it out too. Is by. You figure out what note you're playing. Fire. Who by fire. Okay, so that's our first move. We've got an A minor to G to A minor. Okay, so that's our first move that we've got, first progression. A minor, G, A minor, who by fire. Who, and then I think it works for the next line too, right? Let's try it. Who by water. Okay, now it's going to change though. Now it's going to move to a major chord. Who, right? So let's try again. What are our major chord options here? Probably going to be a C, an F, or a G, right? So let's go back to our instinct of trying a C. And oftentimes, that's what happens, is if you've got a pattern going back and forth, the C and the A minor, the relative minor and the major, the 1 and the 6 will just swap back and forth with each other. So let's try what happens when we do C, G, C. Let me bring in a C for us. Right, meaning what we're doing is just subbing out in the first time through, we're playing it as an A minor, G, A minor, right? A G sandwich surrounded by A minor. And the second time, it's still a G sandwich, but surrounded by C. So let's go ahead and try this. Here we go. Who by fire, and we do that twice. Who by water. And this is a key I'm going to have to drop back down. Now let's try with the C to G to C. Who in the sunshine, who in the nighttime. Does that make sense? Right? So actually what we're going to do is we're just going to go back and forth between two sets of the top line, two sets of the bottom line. And who in your loneliness, who by barbiturate, and now we switch to the C. Who in these realms of love, and who by something blunt. I'm sorry, I think I'm combining lyrics from like every single line into one, but I apologize to Leonard Cohen of a blessed memory. Okay, now we're going to get something different, right, as it ends. And who shall I say is calling? So now what do we imagine we're going to get here? And who, what's our next chord? What's something else to try? If it's a different sound, what's our bolded chord that we haven't played yet? F. So let's start by trying out in F. Sorry, I can move the F where you can see it though. And who shall I say is calling? Okay, now the last one you would not figure out on your own. But actually, do you remember when I said earlier that oftentimes in Jewish music that's in a minor key, you get the 1-4-5 of the minor. A minor, then D minor is the 4, and then the E instead of an E minor turns into an E7. The 5 turns into a 7th chord. And that's exactly what's happening here, which is no surprise that Leonard Cohen is pulling something sort of out of the Jewish, there's an E7, out of Jewish music theory as opposed to standard Western music theory. Here's our E7 chord. I'm just going to layer it on top of there. I apologize. Or actually, I could just get rid of my stuff here. Okay. Where'd you go, mouse? Let's move this over. Okay, so our first part of the song is just this back and forth, 2 times of the A minor, G A minor, and then 2 times with the C G C, right? So let's just do that a few times. Here we go. A minor, G, A minor, and again. A minor, G, A minor. Now C is subbing in instead, so it's just gonna be C, G, C. C, G, C, C, G, C. And let's do that all over again. A minor, G, A minor. A minor, G, A minor. A minor, G, A minor, C, G, C. C, G, C, C, G, C. Okay, now when we're going to have the who shall I say is calling. And who. Hold on, there's another chord there. Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out. That's what it is. We go back to the A minor for the beginning of that part. That who shall I say is calling is A minor, F, E7. Okay, so
That progression from the A minor to the E7 is very nice.
yeah, right. And in fact, actually, that's a nice view, right? Look at this. We've got 3 different things, right? We've got A minor, G, A minor. We do that twice. Then we've got C, G, C, and we do that twice. And then we have A minor, F, E7. And we do that once. So we've got these 3 sets of 3 that encompass the whole song. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this. I can make it a little bigger, I think. Yep, there we go. Though you can't see the E7 anymore, so we won't do that. Okay, so we're going to do that top line twice. E minor, G minor. Oh, sorry, I'm saying E, but I meant A minor. A minor, G, A minor. And again, A minor, G, A minor, C, G, C. C, G, C. And do that again. C, G, C. Let's do all of that over again. A minor, G, A minor, G, A minor. Again. A minor, G, A minor, C, G, C. C, G, C. And again. C, G, C. And again. Okay, now we're going to do that final thing. The A minor, F, E7. So here we go. A minor. And stay on that a little bit. Now F, and stay on that a little bit. And now E7, here it goes. And if you have trouble getting to an E7 quickly, the beautiful thing is you can just make it played out really slow like I do, and it sounds artsy instead of sounding like you have trouble getting to a chord quickly. Because it's hanging at the end anyways, so right? So let's try playing this. So I'm going to sing some lyrics as we do it, and I'll just call it out as we enter each section. So we're going to start with the A minor, G, A minor twice through. Here we go. And who by fire, who by water. Now the C, G, C twice. Who in the sunshine. Again. Who in the nighttime. Back to the A minor, G, A minor. And who by high ordeal. Do that again. Who by powder. Now C, G, C. Who in their solitude. Again. Who in their their hunger. And now the A minor. Hang on to it for a while. A minor and who? Now F, shall I say? E7 is calling. And that's the whole song. Written from scratch by us, or put together, chorded out from scratch by us. Okay, I'm not expecting that you would leave this being able to chord those out on your own, but was that helpful to sort of walk through the process of how we figure that out? I'm hoping there's just sort of Legos that get put together sometimes when this happens, of ideas that you've got. Any other thoughts? Any other any direction we should go in? We will obviously not be. Maybe it's not obvious. We will not be having class next week, as we'll be getting ready for Yom Kippur, which is Wednesday night. But any last thoughts? And we'll see each other in 2 weeks after that. In fact, 2 weeks after that, let me check. I think that's Sukkot already. In which case, do we want to...
How about the ukulakis and the Sukkot?
Exactly.
If you probably have something every...
No, that's exactly what I'm thinking is... Yeah, how about on the 12th of October, we do all of us live in the sukkah, just at noon, instead of... I mean, we'll still on Zoom for you, Sean. Don't worry. We'll have a computer there. Would we rather meet at the sukkah at my house? Would we rather meet at the sukkah at CRC?
Either one's fine for me.
Where would you be otherwise? Would you be home?
I don't know. It's far enough out. I don't know what else will happen, so I can plan everything around this. Well, you know what? Come to my house, and that way we can serve a little food afterwards and plan on staying until, 2 or something, and we'll do lunch. Or we could do 11 and do lunch beforehand. Any thoughts?
Either work.
Would people rather eat at 1 or at 11? That's the real question. Let's eat after. That way we're not in any rush. Okay, so we'll have lunch afterwards for anyone who's here in person. And we'll figure it out as we get closer whether we want to order in, or I guess we won't order in. Karen and I will cook something, I'm sure, but maybe do potluck something. Have folks bring a side or whatever it looks like. Okay.
Sean, can you fly in?